35 years ago, a human skeleton was found stuffed inside of a music store chimney, and that person was just identified last week. In September of 1989, owners of the Good and Loud music store in Madison, Wisconsin were removing the building's boiler when they looked through a pipe and they saw a human skull. Quickly, they see the rest of the skeleton and they notice that it's wearing a faded paisley dress along with an iron cross and shoes. An autopsy determined that the skeleton belonged to a thin male who was 5'7" and aged between 18 to 35 years old, and based off their findings, they noticed that the pelvis of the skeleton was also broken. And for decades, the remains of this individual just sat on a shelf and were not identified until just last week. That's because a detective named Lindsay Ludden asked her supervisors to be assigned to the case in 2018 after she observed other cold cases being revived with the use of updated DNA testing. Detective Ludden looped in the DNA Doe Project, a group of volunteer genealogists who have helped solve more than 100 cold cases. Thanks to this collaboration, the skeletal remains of this victim were finally identified. As Ronnie Joe Kirk